Well, hey, I'm finally back after an extremely lengthy hiatus. Wasn't that exciting for everyone? As always, I spent many hours trying to get all the video stuff set up correctly, but I think I finally got it set up. We have, a different setup than just straight OBS, but whatever. I have this thing I talk about on my podcast, Software Defined Talk, called the Defaults Lifestyle, which essentially means you should try not to customize too many things in your computational world, because that is the path to madness and displeasure. Anyhow, well, what I want to do today is I am doing a talk at Java Days Istanbul. Let's look that up, and you can see what that talk is. Let me just share this little guy over here. Where is that one? We'll do the old newscaster. That one's no good. But let's come in here, and you can see. If we search for Java Day Istanbul, pardon the spelling there. But I'm giving a talk on basically what it is. No need to freak out. But I am giving the Kubernetes is not for developers talk. I gave this last, I think, at DevOps way back at the beginning of the year. I also need to check if I need to take a COVID test to go there. That is important. But what I wanted to do was revise the talk that I have. And even if I am giving the same talk, I think it's good to come back in and update it so that it's a little different each time. And this one, I think, would be significantly different. Well, I shouldn't say significantly. This one has a lot of things that I would like to add to it, because we have had our survey come out, our State of Kubernetes survey. So that's the first thing that I want to add in, is coming in and adding the some interesting survey stuff we have. So let me open up the talk. Just a moment. We'll share what's over here, and then we can come in. Now, let's go over here, and I will find. I've started doing all of these in OneDrive, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a lot easier to pull them down into PowerPoint on an iPad and edit them than trying to go through whatever other rigmarole. So first of all, you got to update the date here. Let's find a calendar and bring that over here. So it's actually on May 28th. 28th. May. It was back in November I gave this talk. So let's do a quick overview of what's in here. We can go to get my head out of the way there. So basically, the arc of the talk here is to be that there's lots of complaints about using Kubernetes, justified or not, and to kind of go over what it is and the idea that it's a platform for building platforms. And then let's see, what else do I go over? That you need to have a platform. You've got more capabilities, so the technology is actually good. And then I think if I remember, planning, integrating, funding, some things to worry about. Yeah, I mean, basically that you should build a platform on top of it. And I remember I was a pretty good boy about not being too vendor-centric, which I guess, is what people want. That's what the kids need. So let's see. So the main thing, there's two things that I wanted to fiddle around here with. One is I'm going to have a snack. I got this avocado spread on these old people crackers. The Dutch really like to have lots of spreads on things, which is great. We go there and there's tons of chicken salad and egg salad. You know, you got a good selection, but I don't think this avocado one is very good. But I'm going to eat it anyways. So, let's go back to our screen here. And the first thing I want to look at is this talk that I gave, DevOps Days Austin, because I talked a lot about platform stuff there. Now, what I'm looking for here, I think, are probably these two slides. This one is where I was pointing out that we rebuild platforms. So, you know, let me bring up, let's start with a little outline here. You know, usually, I wonder if you can, let's test something else out, because this might be a better way for me to do it if I can actually share my iPad screen. Share iPad screen in StreamYard. That's what we use. I don't really like it when a video comes up of how to do something because I'm eating old people crackers. Oh boy. No. What? Oh, that's kind of ridiculous. Basically, I want you to open up QuickTime and share QuickTime as you're recording from your iPad, which I don't think that makes a lot of sense, but that's fine. I don't know. Maybe it's as they say, crazy enough to work. So let's try that. And then, so let me see here. This is something that the Defaults Lifestyle, we'll see if it's any good at it. So far, no, not the camera. Well, okay, we could do that. Kind of hokey. Let's see. So what would be nice is if we could do the, if we could two screen it here, right? But I don't think it thinks like that. All right. So again, pretty ridiculous, but let's just do this. So let's bring this over here and go back to our talk. Because I got to say, I don't exactly remember how this talk goes. See, I always like to use the, what do they call that? A lightbox slide sorter. So you can see all the slides at once. And kind of think about the structure and the, what would you call it? A narrative flow. So let's go back and see. So let's think that little guy will disappear soon. Super weird way to share an iPad. But the whole point is that, like, everyone says Kubernetes is hard for devs. Like, they don't call it YAML heaven. Now, this is a good reminder or a good time to go and check how long I actually have for the talk. So first of all, let's go look at that. Java Day. There we were. I think also what I remember is I'm like the last talk. Oh, so I bet go to schedule. Oh, look, there I am. So we've got 15, which I never trust my math. So 15 minus 12, you got 3. So we have 3:55. Let me put this up on the board. 3:55 p.m. to 16 minus 12, 4 to 4:40. Which is 45 minutes. So, 45 minutes. Standard talk. Standard talk length. So let's go back here. So one, everyone's always saying Kubernetes is difficult, which I sort of do with this this chart here. And then there is the platform for building platforms. And so then that becomes, so what is a platform? Now, I think I got a better version of this. Oh yeah, I use this thing from Forrester. So let's see. We'll put this in. Platform for building platforms. Now the question is, do I integrate this in very much? Let me look at this chart again. So what has this been? There's actually a decrease from 2020 up here. Like, it's not exactly helping developers out very much. So I think what I should do is take, so the complaining, all right, we'll move this down. So now, not exactly very good there. They don't call it YAML heaven. All right. And then I think what I want to put in is the benefits chart with decreased dev goodness. See this red thing. This is because I was doing this editing on my iPad, and it allowed me to just draw on it, which is really fun. And PowerPoint's kind of cool in that way nowadays. I'm sure other things are cool in that way too. Whatever. So I should have that chart in there. So let's go ahead and say, and there's a little bit about me. So I think I will keep that in there. Version. All right. So many complaints. Let's see. So here I can update to some new charts. So let's go over to where I keep all my stuff and look up our most recent Kubernetes survey. There's the 2020. You know what? I don't know if I've actually downloaded the most recent one. That's funny. Let me go actually see about that. Yeah, I need to go look that up. So see, this is like what it's like putting together a presentation in my head. Just constantly bouncing around between things. State of Kubernetes 2022. VMware Tanzu. I've of course done tons of these little videos, which are just, you know, peachy. Okay, so let's save this. Come over here. Let me get a scratch thing going. So what I'm going to want to do is, you know, I like to encode these things. Let's see if I can get drafts up and going. So what I'm doing now is I am looking for, that'll work. I'm going to put together some encoded URLs that I'm going to use in the citations, so that, I don't know, if I want to, I can track things. It kind of does, it's interesting in aggregate to see presentations. And this is, I'll call it the Kates for devs. And there you go. So we don't have to worry about that so much at the moment. But let's go to the survey. You can see my friend here, Johnny Legion, is going to download it for me. Country, there we go. He'll be from the US today. And of course, it's got to be from Texas. I'm going to read that ebook. So now let's download this. We'll just put it, well, no, put it in the right place. So I squirrel away all these things in a too big directory structure. Here, I hear my wife and daughter coming downstairs. So why don't you contemplate the methodology while I go close things up? All right. Let me do the all-important thing of checking. I have a meeting today. Oh, but it's not till 4. No problem. Okay. And then I should also check. I'm not up to my usual knowing what it is I'm doing. Let's see if there's something else scheduled. I hope not. Hey, look, there's me. Stop that. Now where? Local time. That doesn't make sense. I don't like that. Well, so 21, that would be super late. Okay. I'm going to assume that it's okay. Anyhow. So the chart that I'm looking for is, well, we can close this because I actually want to use the raw PDF here. So there we go. That's from today. So what I want to find is there's benefits, but here, what challenges? Okay. Huh. Do we not have that in there? That's weird. Whatever. Okay, let's go back to the blog post. Because I think I used that chart in here somewhere. There's benefits. What challenges? So this is deploying, which I guess is slightly different than running, but whatever. Okay, so and then what was this? Oh yeah. So first of all, let me put this URL back in. We'll edit this. There we go. Now I actually saw, let's go check out the CNCF survey and see if they have a new chart. Although, you know what? That's too much work. That's fine. Oh, to have fun with this one. I'll update this to 2022. Okay. So many complaints. It has all these benefits. What are the complaints? And then I think that's where we need to come in with, like, not only are there those benefits like that, but so let's see, new slide. What do I want? Just title. Good benefits, but so here, let's see if I have a night mode. So let's move this down and just get rid of this. And then down here, I'll note that there are good benefits, but developers are not yet reaping enough benefit. I'm going to say mostly operations benefits and developers. Okay, so let's see if maybe we can just make this the whole thing. All right, let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah. You know, and then maybe let's zoom in here. Yep. So then we have this notion of a platform for building platforms. And that's where basically, so there are benefits. So here I've already referenced that. So let's take this away. So then we discuss what developer. So then we want to have a platform way of thinking. You know what I could do is just go back and watch this talk to remember what it is I talked about. Yeah. Cloud native architectures. Let's see. How about, we'll say, platforms and cloud, give dev and ops. There we go. These are, I guess, sort of just like claims that I'm making. But, you know, that's something I've been thinking a lot about in recent years, about talks. The talks that people really like, they're just sort of like full of claims that aren't always backed up, which always irks me. I always want everything to have a footnote. But it turns out you don't really like need that. You can just say stuff that seems right and credible. All right. So then there's me. So then we have that conclusion. People complain about it all the time. And then in fact, oh, here we need to pull this back. Oh, did we paste that there? That's dumb. See, let me bring in this great. I love this, being able to do stuff like this. Now, maybe will allow us to thicken this up, because that would be pretty amazing. Let's go to shape format. No, it's because it's a shape. So we can't really do that. But nonetheless, that turns out okay. Nevertheless, so basically, let's go back so I can kind of contemplate what goes on here. So we're like, people complain about Kate's complexity. I resisted the urge to make a little lettering pun there and change this to a K, but you know, I won't do that. So, and then if they're complaining about complexity, we have this. And you know, even with benefits, as this chart shows, I mean, there are benefits people are realizing. Developers are not getting enough. And that is, as the saying goes, you need to build a platform. Maybe this is how I can wangle in my my thing over here. It's a bit of a person complaining about this. But let's see. Let's take a look at this. So what's going on here, this is from the DevOps Days Austin talk that I gave a little while ago, is I was trying to think, like, you know, making the point that we keep building platforms over and over again. And now we're building another one, which is fine. It's sort of an acceptance of that. And thinking that, like, well, what we need to do is just do a little better this time. But maybe what I should do here is just have it be a reminder that indeed we're always building, we always have an application developer platform. And we need to remember to go back to what's in there. And then, let's see, maybe at that point, what I can do is discuss, you know, the capabilities that are in platforms. Hi. I think my daughter's going to make a special guest appearance here pretty soon. I'm going to go and use this. It's from a webinar that we did. So if I put this in here, we can remove this glow from it. Man, although I got to tell you, it is tempting. Does anyone actually like these this green on black thing? I really like it. So maybe, like, I should just use it. That would be thrilling for you to see me convert over to it. But I think I'll just skip that for now and kind of do that on my own. So here, I think I will use it. Oh, where did it go? Oh, right. So if we bring this in here, let's leave that here, because then the structure, let's go back. No design ideas. The structure is people complain, even with benefits, developers don't get enough. And that is because Kubernetes is not an app dev platform. So let's remember what is. We're kicking off reinventing it. And I have enough time to kind of go over this history stuff. So here we would say, let's put this in here. Kubernetes is not an app dev platform. let's see, we should call this I use this for the DevOps Days Houston talk. Let me see what I ended up calling this talk. DevOps Days, I'm sorry, not Houston, Dallas. You don't want to make that mistake. I think they were publicizing me doing this. Let's change our music around. It's getting a little repetitive here. There we go. I don't really know what's going on there. Okay, here we go. Oh man, what did I call it? That was in paper call? Well, whatever. Let's sort that out later. So the eternal recurrence of platforms. Let me actually look this up over here, because that is not, I'm looking through my notes here. I don't really like that title. All right, so then we would come here and say, so then we do have a here's the things that are in a platform. And you can kind of come here to show that there's proof that when you have a platform, you improve things. Yeah. Let me put this here. Platforms shown to actually make things better. Let's see if this renders well. Yeah, that doesn't look so bad. So then the flow that we have going here, let's go back to it. So there's an answer that it depends, which is not very useful. Hey, there's me. Here's some conclusions. Variations as waste. Yep. Instead of relying on a platform. Yeah. I might have to go. Let me make a note of this. And over here is revisit conclusions slide. Okay. So let's remember, you know what? Let me put this here. Let's why does it do that? No. Let us remember what a platform is. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's go back. Wow, that's painful, huh? Let's do it this way. This font that I use, it doesn't like have quotes, which is strange. So let's remember what a platform is. Also app servers, OpenStack, etc. In fact, why don't we add that? We'll add some little logos in here. Oh, I don't even know what's happening now. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Java app server How do you even represent that? Oh. J2E. Doesn't J2E have a logo? There we go. OpenStack doesn't really fit there. But whatever. Maybe. Oh yeah. That's the good stuff. What year is this from? So let's see, what does this look like to bring this in? Copy this image over here. It's not super pretty. There's also J2EE, which is way back. All right. So then, as much as I would like to use that, it doesn't really fit on the chart. So let's come back over here. Let me open this back up. No more cheese. So let's remember what it is. We're always reinventing it, which is fine. Here's like a more detailed list of all of the capabilities, the things that you have in a platform. And then it actually works to put all these capabilities in there. It works. Survey says. So, cloud native capabilities. So then we get to like, I'm saying there are benefits that you get. So those are what you want in a platform. And then also, so here we discuss like, next, let's get clear on what type of developer we're talking about. You've got app, system, platform, etc. We're mostly always talking about application developers. To app devs versus value. Right, so planning, built by app dev. Right, making all the tools work together. Yep, operating. Right, so here, there's a lot of work that goes into supporting a platform. This work is not really the strength of app devs, and it will take them away from coding features in apps. Yep. So how do you get to that point where you can, getting there, planning out your platform strategy. Let's go over here. Right. Have any app dev layers? Yep. So I think we have, oh, that would be funny. I think we have a, I'm going to take that because what is this? Following sequence of steps. This is not so bad, actually. I like that one. Cloud Foundry. You could call this native public cloud suites. Commit to a public cloud portfolio. All right. Yeah. Uh-huh. So let's go back to the notes here, because I think, so it works. And then what we want to do is discuss this is a slide that we can probably take out. So things get a little confusing here where you talk about benefits that you're going to get, kind of proving it out. And then there's sort of like more of a discussion of what it looks like. And that you don't want developers. Ah, okay. So then this is like a discussion of here's some benefits a platform and Kubernetes gives you. Because then what we discuss is, so basically like, so you need a platform. Who is going to build it? And it's kind of what we're, yeah, okay, so we'll go back over here and we'll say it works. So what you want in a platform, and then who builds the platform? And then here we say, not app devs. Here's why. And then we're like, okay, so you need to do this. So, So then, getting started. And then there's plenty of things where you don't have to start from scratch. We could even say PASs like Cloud Foundry. Yep. And then, so the conclusion is, you know, it still kind of depends. And there we go. All right. That's something I can work with. I think what I'm going to do, so I can wrap up here, is I think I'll go through and convert this over. I mean, you know, I'll just use this format until people tell me it's terrible. Then it's kind of fun. So I'll use that. I can convert over to doing things that way. And then I think I just need to run through this and kind of see if it makes sense. So maybe I'll come back tomorrow, you know, as always, European time, to check things out and see if it works. So that's what I got today for you. And with that, we'll see everyone later. Bye-bye.